All right, everybody. Good late morning or early afternoon. And usually I would do one injury report video every evening that there is an injury report video. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Adjusted if there's like a Monday night game or Thursday night game or whatever. Last night I couldn't do the video. I was busy very quickly after the injury report released. We had the stream with the Hawks Nest about the draft prospects anyway, so it would have been weird for me to upload a video 5 minutes before I went live anyway. So, yeah, we did not have a video yesterday for the injury report, but I'll just go ahead and make it now. And if I need to, I'll make another video later today if anything changes. But yeah, we did get the injury report last night, and it's actually a little bit concerning. Obviously, it's just Wednesday. It's not a big deal yet, but you can look at this and pretty clearly see how this can become a big deal if these guys don't get back in the coming couple days. So, Greg Bell has the tweet that I'm using. Here's the information. We had 7 players not participate in practice. Now, some of these guys I think are fine. I'm not concerned. Like Jarran Reed has a tooth injury. Um, I'm going through a little bit of a tooth thing myself right now, and it's not fun. But it's unlikely to be something that keeps you out of a game. You would think, right? Like, I guess we don't know exactly what the issue with the tooth is, but offhand, I look at this and I say he'll probably be ready to go by game day, probably well before then, honestly. So, Jarran Reed, cool. Jordan Brooks, hamstring injury. I kind of feel like this is just a fancy way of saying we're giving him a day off from practice more than anything. We'll see. Usually we give him Thursday off, but I got no problem with him taking Wednesday off too. So, not too worried about Brooks. Adams, resting player with a little bit of knee for flavor, I guess you could say. So, Adams, not really too worried about him. But these first 4 guys, there's at least some stuff to monitor. You got DJ Dallas, did not participate with a shoulder. We've already talked about how there's a good chance DJ misses a game or two because of that injury. Now, the good news is we got Kenny McIntosh, and he looks like he's ready to go. So if DJ misses the game, McIntosh will probably just take his role. And I think people are excited for that. I have already made my video talking about how DJ's been really good for us this year, but not a bad thing to look at McIntosh. But I do think there's a good chance he does miss this game based off what was said. Colby Parkinson, biceps injury, did not participate. It's too early to be alarmed, but we need our tight ends. We need our tight ends to be healthy so we at least have the chance to put them on the field. If they're not healthy, then we got no chance to put them on the field. So, need Colby. JSN has a hip injury. Not getting the sense that it's anything big, but we'll see where it goes the rest of this week. I don't think he got hurt in that game, so this seems to be something more, I don't know how you would put it, maybe a little more maintenance related, but we'll see where it goes. And K9, chest injury, did not practice. Now, the issue I have with that one is that K9 keeps adding new stuff to the list. Seems like he's got a groin issue, he's got an ankle issue, he's got a knee issue, he's got the chest issue. It just seems like it's piling up on top of itself. Eventually, it's going to be too much. So I'm a little bit concerned about K9. At a certain point, this is just going to be, it's going to be too much going on here. So a little bit concerned about K9, probably more than anybody else. I'll put it that way. But those are your 7 guys. We'll see how things shake out later today. Limited yesterday. We got 5 guys who were limited in practice. And again, my levels of concern for each guy are different. Tyler Lockett, hamstring injury. That seems like that's just going to be an ongoing thing with him this year. And it doesn't seem like it's going to inhibit him from playing. And given the fact that he did not practice before the Browns game hardly at all, doesn't seem like it's going to inhibit him. So Tyler Lockett, not worried about that. Derek Young, groin injury. I mean, I'm not worried about that because we haven't had him all year. So what's the difference? I don't think there's a big role for him right now anyway. So Derek Young, he's going to slowly work his way back. I don't expect to see him active for a little while. He's got to work himself back into game shape after missing so much time. But these other three guys who were limited, at least worth keeping an eye on. Although again, if you're limited on Wednesday, that usually means you'll at least be able to play by Sunday. Anthony Bradford with a knee. We know Anthony Bradford's battling stuff, by the way. This shouldn't come as a shock to anybody. So Bradford got the knee injury. He is not far away from just becoming the full-time starter at right guard, I think. Because I don't think Phil Haynes is impressing people anymore. There was a short window of time when Haynes was off to a really good start. I think that's starting to fade. And Bradford is right there ready to take the job if it's available. So the unfortunate thing is that he's not 100% himself, but I still think we may end up plugging him in here full time. Trey Brown with a toe injury. You never like to hear about toe injuries when it comes to these football players. Again, he's limited, so it can't be that bad. But I don't like seeing this. This is makes me uncomfortable for sure. We need Trey Brown. He's playing really well this year. And Charles Cross. Charles Cross with an ankle injury was limited. I don't know how closely it relates to the injury that he had in week 1, but this is starting to look like a little bit of a lost year for Charles Cross. That's what I would say about that. He's not developing very far beyond what he was last year, if at all. He's missing all these games. He's clearly not all the way back. I mean, it was a turf toe injury, right? So that's something that he's probably playing through right now to his own detriment. So I'm looking at this and I'm just kind of going, I'm not really going to judge Cross too much based off this year. I'm expecting a kind of a rough year. It is what it is. It sucks, but he's just, there's too much stuff piling on top of itself right now with Cross, unfortunately. So limited, I'm sure he'll play. I'm just saying that I'm not expecting him to start moving towards Pro Bowl status like I was hoping this year, because that injury just really superseded everything. Full participation in practice. We got 3 guys. Noah Fant. He just randomly pops up on the injury report sometimes, and it never seems like he misses the game, so that's whatever. Derek Hall, this is a big one. Remember, Carroll was a little bit vague a couple days ago, but he did indicate that he thought Hall was okay. The fact that he's able to participate fully in practice means he's definitely okay. So that's great news. That means he's definitely going to be good to go unless something changes in the next couple days. We need him. We need him right now. I know he's not a perfect player. I know he's not everything we want him to be yet. He's getting there. But we need him right now because our edge position's beat up. And Kenny McIntosh, full participant with the knee. Again, he's been a full participant for a couple weeks now, and I think he'll play on Sunday if DJ Dallas is out. And I'm excited to see that. So it's a concerning injury report. It's not terrible, and it's got a couple days to clear up. But it's definitely worse than last week. Last week was super clean. This is not clean. This is the opposite of clean. 7 guys out, 5 guys limited, 3 guys full. And still no Abe Lucas, by the way, if anybody was wondering about that. Seems like Abe Lucas will return to practice next week, which could mean he doesn't get back on the actual field until December, which would suck. But if that's what needs to happen, then that's what needs to happen. That's what I can say about that. And now let's look here. Washington. What are the Commanders doing with their injury report? Well, theirs is actually really easy. They've got 5 guys total on their whole injury report right now. Jonathan Allen is resting, did not practice. Kendall Fuller is resting, did not practice. Jahan Dotson did not practice for a personal reason. Emmanuel Forbes Jr. has an Achilles injury, but he practiced in full. Curtis Samuel has a toe injury, but he was limited. So they're clean. They're about as clean as you can get right now if you're Washington. None of these guys are likely to miss the game, and most of them have basically no chance of missing the game unless something changes. So as of right now, Washington is feeling good about their health status. I can say that. And this is obviously kind of a must-win game for the Seahawks, so we got to hope things get better over the next couple days here. All right, I will see you guys later today. Go Hawks. If I see any differences in the injury report later today, I'll talk about it tonight. But until then, that's what we got. See you guys later. Go Hawks.